Fisher built. Fuel tanks are the next generation of fuel tanks on the demolition derby parts market to date. With stainless steel construction, every tank is internally welded, braced, baffled, and pressure tested, with 2 standard size options available.
Fisher built tanks have you covered. From your local county fair shows all the way to your national level events, where you need maximum fuel capacity and structural integrity to get you to the end. If you are in need of a next level design tank, or you just need a second fuel tank for your new setup, give Fisher Built a chance to earn your business. You won't be disappointed. Ladies and gentlemen, Hard Nosed Derby Podcast. Bristol's over, baby.
You tired?
I'm still fucking tired.
Well, this is Monday, and you just got home.
Uh-huh.
But you did it smart. You guys drove a lot of it yesterday. You said, fuck it.
8 hours. I put in 8 hours last night.
Grab a hotel.
7, 8 hours, something like that. We stayed in Paducah.
Kentucky.
Yes, sir.
Kentucky. Oh, boys and girls, if anybody watched this show in person or on DerbyNation.tv, you saw some shit.
One of the best heat shows I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
From what I got to watch. I get to watch all of it.
Well, let's just start with it. Okay. Let's just start. The show started Thursday. Steven was supposed to leave Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Steven still left on Wednesday, but it was like 10 o'clock at night.
10:30 is when we finally rolled out of the driveway.
And y'all drove straight through.
Yep. After...
Due to Mopar problems.
So then, of course, Larry, wasn't pushing it going down there. We didn't get there till, I think, it was like 12:30, 1 o'clock. We made it to Bristol.
Thursday
Yeah.
afternoon.
Yeah. After driving down goat paths, because I decided to take the high road going down there. Yeah, I did not do that coming back. I went through Nashville coming back.
Yep.
I did get to go, through Cumberland Pass and stuff. That was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool. But we had been up for so long. I say we. I had been up for so long. I got about 4 hours of sleep prior to going to get everything ready to leave. Because I'd worked. I worked in Arkansas. Got home. Got the car painted. Everybody was like, "You're not going to make it." And they thought that I was still building the car. I was not. It was just paint and stuff. We got that all done. I was going to get up early the next morning, haul ass to get the parts I needed to fix my truck.
Mm-hmm.
Drove all the way to St. Louis. Parts weren't there. Drive back home. Nothing. Finally, at 3 o'clock, I end up sending Cy Fields to St. James, Missouri.
Mm-hmm. St. James Auto Parts.
Yep. They hooked us up. We had it all taken apart by the time we got back. Slapped it together, threw the car on the trailer, and started loading the shop up.
Yep.
We looked like Sanford and Sons headed down there.
Were you Lionel?
Oh, yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I'm not like all these other guys. I don't have 3 or 4 trucks and guys to run
enclosed
them.
Trailers
and enclosed and stuff. I had a 20-foot car trailer and an 8-foot bedded truck.
Yep.
So we had spares and trunks of cars. We had, extra steel and stuff and spares, jacks, tools, torches, canopies, everything that we needed, that we thought we needed to fix the car whenever we got down there. And we finally roll in. Hotel experience was complete shit. Just ridiculous. I almost fist fought the front desk worker later that night because I did typical Steven stuff. Still didn't go to sleep. Just took a shower. We went to the show. I got shit hammered. Come back. Tried to fight the front desk guy. Bad enough. It was bad enough I got an email over it. He threatened to call the cops on me.
See, right there. I can't let you go nowhere, dude.
Well, the dude was like, I'm going to call the cops on you. I was like, well, I will have these shit kicked out of you by the time they get here. And then he goes, well, we don't need to get authorities involved. I was like, well, that's your call. You're the one who call him. I didn't want to call him. But we finally got all that straightened out. Hotel was a little shithole hotel. Whatever. We were just sleeping there anyway.
Correct. Sleeping in a shower.
Yeah. Get over the track Friday and hungover. Like within inches of death. No sleep, hungover.
Should have got down on some of that hoist.
Oh, I did, and that stuff has so much sugar in it that I almost went into
fermented and almost got you drunk again.
Wow. I got to looking at it, and it's like 23% sugar.
Yep. Yeah, they do not have a sugar-free version of it. And I
drank 2 of them, was like shaking and shit. But we went ahead and finished our 9-wire stuff, little stuff, and put our plates on.
Now, if anybody's asking or wondering, we haven't talked. We talked Saturday, late morning for me, early afternoon for you, for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because we were trying to figure out when you guys were going to run.
Yeah.
So
you were trying to figure out me too.
Yeah. We haven't confirmed anything. So what you guys are hearing is the first time I'm hearing.
And we got everything together in true Steven fashion. I rolled up to tech at 3:45. We were supposed to be teched in at 4. Again, showed up. They looked my car over and they were like, thanks. I was like, that's not good. I was like, thanks for what? They were like, building to the rules. I'm like, shit. I was like, that bad? And Leon, he was looking at my car too. And he's like, no, dude, not that bad. He's like, just thanks for not
getting ignorant
with it. He's like, you did everything that you were supposed to do inside this class. He's like, you didn't have to try to justify why you did anything. We knew it. Where we pushed the rules and stuff was what they expected to be pushed. But I told you I didn't want to drag a car 12 hours.
Spend half a day cutting on that piece of shit.
Well, and not be able to run it.
Yes.
And especially, that being our first time building a metric.
Mm-hmm.
So we do that, get our stick. I'm hungover, still feeling pretty shitty. We're teched in at 4 o'clock, and I'm like, man, I want to go take a shower. Because we've been working on these cars and been helping T get her stuff ready. And because she didn't have a whole bunch to do to hers, but kind of, less than I did. But put plates on, once over and everything. Fluids and all that stuff. So we get both cars done, and I'm like, I'm going to go take a shower. So we go back to the hotel. I think I missed 2 or 3 heats. And we get back, and we're all standing by our car and stuff. I happen to hear somebody say, they're going to run out of time. Y'all aren't going to get to run. Fuck it, I'll go ask. So I went and talked to Brian. And he's like, well, yeah, it's kind of looking like that. Because we were supposed to run mid-show.
Mm-hmm.
Friday. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to go back here and talk to these other guys. And I said, if we can get a unanimous vote, because only 7 teams showed up. I said, that's 14 cars. Throw us on the track at once.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, I'm not going to tell you yes or no, but if you can make it unanimous, yeah, we could probably make something happen. So I went back and talked to the group of them. Dude, some of the best guys that I've ever met. We all sat back there and laughed and joked and talked about how shitty my car was built. I mean, it was fun.
But that roof sign looked fucking badass.
Oh, dude, did it not? I mean, come on now. So we all kind of talked about that, and then finally everybody's like, no, there's no way we're not running tonight. And I was like, kind of already got confirmation. They're like, no, quit spreading rumors. All right, whatever. Well, about 6 minutes later, Dustin walks up. He's like, hey, track's going to shit.
Yep. No bueno.
We're going to knock it in the head. I was like, told you. So I'm like, all right. Everybody's like, well, can we take our cars back outside? And I'm like, I am not getting back in that piece of shit. It can sit where it's at. So T and I, she tarped hers, and I duct taped mine, and that's where they sit.
Oh, duct tape.
I just put, around the header caps.
Correct.
And stuff like that. Just so if somebody messed with it, like I was going to be able to
see it.
Yeah, at least see where to start. But Saturday morning, got everything straightened out. Robbie made a post, hey, everybody get to the track. And I commented on there. I was like, hey, I'm at lunch. We're going to be there in an hour. Yeah, just wait a second.
Yep.
Got in, had a meeting. There were some people that weren't real happy about the one and done. I'm fat, lazy, and didn't want to work on that car. I was excited.
Why do you want to work on a hobo car?
You don't, but if there would have been 80 cars there, 40 teams.
That's a little bit different.
Yes.
But that's like a perfect amount, because the track was not what I was expecting. I was expecting huge. It was not that.
It was 80 by 140, I believe.
Which was smaller than the King of Ohio track.
Yeah.
80
14 cars on it was plenty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because some of the heats, or the consies, were 16 cars.
Right.
And that was good.
It was a load.
It still got a little sketchy in a couple places.
I think that stuff took longer than what they thought it was going to.
I'll agree with that.
Because that was my big question. I mean, I wasn't trying to get crucified over it, and I wasn't trying to be on anybody's ass. They already knew.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever they said that, hey, y'all are going to be a one and done, of course, me being me, I have to ask. Everybody, I just said what everybody else was thinking. I said, well, what in the fuck would you all have done if 40 teams would have showed up in my class and 40 teams would have showed up in
The street stock class.
Yeah.
Y'all would have been running till fucking midnight Sunday night.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, then after they pushed us on Friday, if we ran heats on Saturday, was we going to get 45 minutes to try to fix our fucking cars to go to the concert?
yep.
That's where my argument come in real hard with it's one and done this shit.
Yep.
But we can jump back into that. Let's start at the beginning.
Thursday.
Pro and
Holy
pro light.
Shit.
Wow.
Oh.
Garage beers are good, by the way.
Garage beers?
Yeah.
Did you bring me any?
I didn't.
Dick.
I didn't even bring any Miller Lights home.
I want to try the... Well, no, you drank all the Miller Lights. I know.
I drank all the garage beers, too.
Pro Lights. Oh, my Lord.
Wow.
Eaton's.
Holy shit.
And Triple Threat. NLR. Caddy Nation. Caddy Nation's heat was 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Record breaking.
Chaos in the Valley. Sorry about your luck. Woof.
They run so good as a team.
Mm-hmm. The pro side was just as turned up. Super fast paced.
Well, everybody's like, these heats are going to drag on forever. I was like, no,
No, they ain't. No. Nope. The track was very good.
Uh-huh.
I did message Brian on Thursday because I saw some videos of them building the track and stuff like that. And my only deal after the heat draws were the walls. We are pretty big, I'm not going to say sticklers, but a wall configuration can make or break a show. I was worried about somebody catching a wagon in the lap. He said, no, we're working on it. We're going to cut it. We're going to straight face them.
They were fucking hard.
Yes.
They were, I mean, like hard. Ask me how I know.
How do you know, Steven?
I had one of them 03s back into me. While I was over there trying to, because at first, in my heat, I thought T was stuck.
Yep.
And we'll get into that whenever we get to that class. But go ahead.
So, but Brian was like, no, we're straight cutting them. We're going to work on them. We'll make them good. Cool. Go out, and they just sent them bitches. Oh, my God, did they send them. I had to work Friday, so I did not get to watch the NWFA class. I did get to see the highlights of the NWFA class on Friday.
I didn't get to watch it either.
Or, I'm sorry, Thursday night.
Yeah.
When you got a Danger Ranger landing almost in the lap of the skid steer operator.
Uh-huh.
They was turnt.
Yes.
Turnt. Most of the heats on Friday, I keep saying Friday, on Thursday, most of them, the outcome is what I thought they were going to be. We didn't make any picks or any of that stuff,
right,
or none of that. You didn't have time to make any picks. Jace Miller and Steve, I watched the pre-show for after the heat draws and everything. Seeing the list that we saw had a little bit of variation to it. There was a pro light team that wasn't there.
Right.
There was a couple pro teams that weren't there. One notable, Jason Brzezinski's team.
Right.
Adam Williams. So when you take teams like that, those caliber teams out, that changes your stuff, especially like RDP in the pro light. They had to take a bye. They didn't want the bye.
No.
They were trying to pawn the bye off because the basic principle is we spent months on these cars.
Yeah.
Let's fucking get it. Let's get it right off the rip.
Yep.
It gave them that free pass, but that free pass turned into you running against homies.
Yep.
On Friday, which sucked.
Yeah.
Because they hurt some shit.
Oh, yeah. Bad.
Teddy's head.
Yep.
Sorry,
Dude,
Ted.
Scariest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Let's hit on that. Everybody's like, of course, the world of internet, the world of Facebook. Oh, he did that on purpose. He did it on purpose. First of all, anybody can go watch the video. Teddy went straight up, cleared the bumper.
Your natural reactions to turn out of that shit anyway.
Yes.
100%. Cody can't see over the fucking steering wheel. Let alone over that fuel cell.
And tank protector.
Yeah. If anybody honestly thinks that Cody Brown tried purposely to hurt Teddy, he's completely out of line, completely ridiculous.
Yes. That was one of the fastest rollovers I've ever seen.
The scary part was his head come out the window and he was holding the car up between the helmet and the concrete block.
Yes. I'm not a fan of K-rails.
Me neither. We've talked about this. I like concrete of any kind.
If you're doing the concrete, the big thick blocks,
Yep.
I'm a little more kosher with.
Right.
But with the K rails without dirt behind them, they fall over, they get knocked over.
Yes.
What if that caved the roof in as bad? I don't know, because they're not as tall.
It wasn't even the roof caving in part that was bad. I'm telling you, you just had to be there to see it. His head, it couldn't have been timed any more perfect. Where his helmet, it was roof, helmet, concrete. I mean, he was holding the car up. His helmet was still there when his car caught on fire. He slid out of his helmet and got out. The helmet was still stuck where it was at.
Oh my God!
Everybody was shook up.
Oh yeah.
You're talking 6 inches is a matter of life or death.
Mm-hmm. Did it break his helmet?
Yeah.
I did hear that.
Yep.
Like in multiple pieces.
Well, like 3 inches, like you could open it up.
NLR is wow. Triple threat in NLR.
Their third round, NLR, third round, were underdogs going into that. Because of how their cars looked.
Yes. And then they were underdogs on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Because of how their cars looked.
Yep.
Allen's cars, which we've talked about, Devin and Brady and Joey Braun and Travis Heinen, or Jeremy Heinen. Oh, dude, those things were right.
No joke.
2 wagons, a Ford and a Caddy. And then you're sitting there looking at NLR, which was a complete different look than I ever imagined that NLR was going to bring to the table.
It worked.
It did. It did. You know, Bob even said it, during the pre-show draw that, there's us three, he's like, him and Dusty run together religiously. And then you throw in Eric Blom, who was no joke, Gold Rush National Wheelman winner of 2023. And just like Bob said, then you throw in John, who can do whatever he wants by himself.
Mm-hmm.
People have seen him do it. People sit there and say, oh, man, he's bagging until he don't have to bag. I'm going to tell you right now.
Quit letting him do it.
He didn't. There was
There's
zero.
no chance.
No.
In the format that they were running there's no opportunity to sandbag.
Nope. Well, you kind of did. For a minute.
I did.
Until
I couldn't.
That's right, until you couldn't. But that's build difference, build style difference. That's all that shit. I was listening to Rob after Teddy's scary-ass accident.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to call it an accident because that shit wasn't on purpose. We
Right.
all know that. Listening to Rob after Sunday's 4th place run for Caddy Nation in the Concy round.
Right.
A lot of the teams didn't agree on how that was ran. To the extent, when you're talking about 3rd and 4th place, make it one-on-one for that much money. And Rob said, that's the thing, him and Shea Bob, they've been in the game a long time, so what'd they say? Well, let's just run it down to us two,
Right.
and then the shit will work out from there.
Mm-hmm.
We know Rob is pretty vocal when it comes to that type of stuff, and he doesn't hold that stuff back. And every class was wound up from start to finish. 0 shits. Tony Miller for RCM was a fill-in for Rick Clark Motorsports. due to Tony's team not making it. He told me for several weeks he was going to go ahead and finish the car and he was going to go down there by himself. He decided not to. They get a hold of him. Chad gets a hold of Kitchell. Kitchell gets a hold of Tony. Tony gets a hold of Kitchell and Rick. And I'm going to tell you right now, and I told him through Snapchat, I said, Tony Miller, you are a bad dude, my friend.
Tony did nothing but prove that he was what we already knew.
Correct.
He was.
Yep.
I talked to him. He said that was the hardest heat he's ever been through in his life.
That was the problem. Which one?
Well, I meant as far as,
Oh, just
yes.
The whole week? Because I'm sure you got the Snapchat of bruised and gouged legs.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's from steering column or steering wheel, but, he's just beat. How many people are beat the exact same way?
Everybody that run out there.
Yes.
Because as far as a walk in the park heat, there wasn't one.
No.
Caddy Nation made theirs look like short work.
Well, that's not driving ability. That is teamwork.
Yeah.
Of knowing what the game plan was right off the rip, and that's how they were going to do it, and that's just how it happened. Did you ever think Matthew Kingery and a caddy is going to be on top of the wall?
No.
No. Teddy did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know that they expected Caddy Nation to come that hard that fast. In the first round.
That nobody watches videos.
Right.
They do the same shit at Blizzard Bash. Period.
Get it over with. Get it done.
Yes. Give us more time to fix our stuff.
Yeah.
Team Octane went out in their
Turned
first round.
To the moon.
Jason Kinman, I consider a buddy.
Yeah.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Yes. Going to have to start calling Denton NyQuil.
I think he did more core support and doghouse removals than just about anybody, I think, for the entire weekend.
The fact that he went out there in his last round with no reverse was just killer. I went over to him, before he took off, and he's like, I can't go backwards. I said, all you need that for is get off the trailer anyway.
Yep. Yep. I'm pretty sure that was a fresh tranny he dumped on Friday, and then puts the transmission in it and explodes a drive shaft. So that kind of maybe I was questioning while I was watching.
If that's what
is that the reason that made the tranny go? Big spline. They're
heavy.
It's not like it's
right
a piece of shit.
That car was right.
There was going to be an immense amount of feelings hurt.
Yeah.
But that's how Kyle drives too. We've seen Kyle on big stages at Sturgis, Blizzard Bash, Gold Rush, wherever, and his shit is going forward the entire time. That team is a very good mix of the kamikaze hammers to the more precision. When you got two precision guys, one in a caddy and one in a wagon, and then you've got two hammers in 9 to 11s that are going forward, and that is their sole mission, is to annihilate anything that gets in their way. If drive shafts and transmission stayed in, that could have been a pretty big game changer.
Right.
But it's that what ifs,
You can play that what if game.
Oh, yeah.
All you want.
What if Jason Kinman didn't come around the corner at the same time Denton did?
Right.
The show, dude, we can sit there and talk about it.
And then I got to give Kitchell shit the whole time I was out there. That was fun.
Yes, but he takes it with a
so
grain
well.
of salt.
Oh, so well.
Yes.
And he was giving it back. Like, he, he's not the type that he don't post on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff like that. Now, Snapchat, another story.
Yes.
Because before I ran, I got a Snapchat from Mr. Kitchell of him, or the top of his bald head. And he said, "Good luck, buddy." I told him, I said, "There's something to it."
That there is. Yeah, because they got two of them on Team Kansas with the same haircuts.
Yeah. Kitchell driving his ass off. Did you get the same Snapchats I did? Did you get to see the frame rails?
Mm-hmm.
Broke.
Broke it.
Broke. I told him, I said, that would be real easy to rehorn. It's already cut for you, buddy.
So, before we hit start, we did say that, when we were at Ohio, Brian and Dustin told us both, tell us when we're doing good, but tell us when we're fucking up. You kind of called Brian is a poet of words.
Oh, yeah.
If anybody paid attention to their post, they know that there was issues.
Yes.
They are caressing those issues to make not issues.
Yeah. He's wanting to build windows, not walls.
Yes. That'd be right. Everybody knows that the track went to garbage.
Yep.
Friday
and
night.
I can tell you why. And anybody that's around dirt or anything like that, they know why. After every heat, they were going out there and the skid loaders were skimming it to make her smooth again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I don't know the exact figures. Let's say they started out with a foot of dirt on that track. However many heats by 2 inches,
Mm-hmm.
or quarter inch or a half inch. Every heat, well, you've got down where you've only got about 8 inches of dirt left.
Yep.
Been watering it. There's asphalt under that dirt.
Yep.
Where do you think that water's running off to?
Nowhere.
Where do you think it's going to go?
Up.
Where do you think it went?
Up.
Why do you think the track went to shit? Did they fix it? Fuck yes, they did.
Yeah, they did. And just like what we said, I turned it on Saturday as soon as I got back home, and what I saw a dump truck.
Because I promise you,
put dirt on there, boys. That's a good idea.
I promise you, Saturday night when I ran, I wasn't digging down.
No, it was a little rough.
It was rough as fuck.
But like when we talked to Denton, when he was in studio, when you're running, you don't feel that. But
no,
pulling out there, it beats the brakes off of you.
Yeah, because I wanted to look cool and was spinning tires going out there, and I hit it, and like it was trying to come off the ground on all three corners, and I was like, I'm gonna spit a spring out of the back of this motherfucker. Everybody quit.
Would I have lost money if I made bets? Yes, I would have. Not all the outcomes were who I thought. We knew RDP was going to be tough. We knew Caddy Nation was going to be tough. We knew the Click was going to be tough. We knew Triple Threat was going to be tough. And we knew NLR was going to be a hand fucking full.
There wasn't a team on the roster out there that didn't have a shot at winning that money.
Yep. 100 G's.
This is where that I'd rather be lucky than good come into play more so than I've ever seen in my life.
Did, in my wildest dreams, would I have ever took Metro over Octane?
No.
Hell no.
No, just because they don't have the experience together.
Correct. All them guys run together, around home, around Platte City and St. Joe and shit.
Yeah, so I get that.
But not on big stage.
No.
When you've got a McCracken, a Denton, a Pudwitter, and a Uncle.
Poor fucking McCracken, man.
It
was just bad luck after bad luck after bad luck. And that shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what are the odds that a starter bolt backs out, grounds the wire out, burns the fucking post off the battery, and then the next night
Junks battery.
junks the batteries?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Something that I was super concerned about whenever we get out there. I'd taken my batteries with me. We put it in there. I took 2 of them. Put one of them in, and it cranked a little hard. I don't like that. We put the other one in, it rolled right over. Moved it around most of that. I don't run an alternator. You know this. It was about 2 hours before we were supposed to go stage. Micah was out there. I said, hey, will you take this $200 and run down to the parts store right quick? Yeah, what do you need? I said, just go buy me a brand new Marine battery, Group 31. I said, I don't want that to be.
Correct.
And then I took it back after the dirt. No.
I was expecting you were going to say brand new battery charger.
Nope. I bought a brand new battery. Yeah, I know, everybody. Calm down. Big spender over here. The single events were badass Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
We got back to a little bit more of a format we're familiar with.
Yes.
The double, we did a couple one and dones there.
Yep.
Cool shit.
Perfect amount of cars.
Oh,
which
dude.
we said that on the track. Street stocks got wild as shit.
Ignorant. Dale Colbert pushing that Y-framer wagon. I mean,
I'm pretty sure he did both.
As bad as I hated to cheer for that.
Against the Y-frame wagons.
It was Dale. And he was packing.
He was fucking moving is what he was doing. Because he put Gomad over at first, backed up, and then did it again to the other guy.
You want to see me do it again? George
and Dale drove really good together.
Dude, I told him that. For people that have never run in a team setting together, holy shit.
Yes.
Watching out. Because
Yeah.
at one point,
They both got hung at one time.
yeah.
One saved the other one, and it happened again, and the other one, then they shoes on a different foot.
Yeah.
But
Fucking switch box.
fuel pump switch,
Yep.
right? Was it the fuel pump switch?
Yes. I told Dale, I said, we know a guy. That
We know this dude. Because I ain't right sure if they wouldn't have won it.
both of them still had steering.
Mm-hmm.
Front end of them cars.
Meant,
Yeah, because at one point, Anthony Stark and myself were both yelling at George because it was starting to collapse on the passenger side.
On the hump?
Yeah, and I was like, turn that motherfucker around.
yes.
It is
Yes.
time to use the business end of this
That's
bitch.
right. Yep.
And about the time he was getting ready to turn it around, he gets shoved up in that bullshit
Yeah.
mess in the center of the track.
Yeah, oh, man. That's what sucks.
Old George has come so far
Mm-hmm.
in the last 3 years. It is
Yes.
insane.
Yes, he has.
Dale, it was just another day in the office. Dude never loses his cool is what's crazy to me.
Mm-hmm. As people were just bouncing off of him.
Yeah. He's like, all right, hold on. Your time's coming.
Yep. Ejectocito.
Is there?
Right out the track. There's just so the talent level that was at Bristol. I might get crucified for saying this. It's the most talent I've ever seen at one facility in 1 week.
Yes. I don't think a lot of people disagree with that. Because I'm not saying that there's not more talent out there, but this was all in one spot.
Yes. Gold Rush last year. I mean, the wheelman was insane.
Yeah, but there was people in the other classes.
That probably shouldn't have been.
Yes.
Yeah. This didn't really have those.
No, dude, that's why I sign up for those lighter classes. I do. Like I've told you this, I don't make this any beef at all because those singles classes is what I call them, filler classes. I know Robbie's going to kick my ass for that. He hates that word. But at the end of the day, that's what we are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his big deal is you all did the same thing to get here as what everybody else did. Yes, yeah, we did. But
there's a difference between running for, yeah.
We're a sideshow.
Yeah. You weren't running for 100 G's.
But I sign up for that shit because it's like running a fair show usually. You know, it really is. If you can last 10 minutes, you are through half the pack.
Yep.
Well, that was not the fucking case in my class because I ran well over half of that heat.
Yep.
And I kept looking around. I was like, would you sons of bitches break off?
Well, you were, how many, let's just hit it. You ran the full-size stock Elite.
Light. Elite Light.
Elite Light. How many spots did it pay?
4.
You were roughly
Fifth.
45 seconds from 4th.
Yeah.
It looks like you got a little hot under the collar.
I
A little bit. I'm talking with hot water.
I took a steam bath.
Josh Sethler did send me a Snapchat telling you to get back in the car, pussy.
Well, I got one better for him. My wife called me. And
I can't believe you said it. I can't believe you're going to say this.
I said, what? She said, get your fucking ass back in that car. I said, I'm going to. You can't breathe in there. There is no air in that car right now. So much water. I still haven't looked at it, but I think about dead center of the bottom side of the radiator blowed out, and all that water come back over the top of the motor. Enough that my motor was sputtering. Like it, and every other drop of it, you can see where it came up over the air cleaner and over the hood and right in the car. My shirt was wet. My jeans were wet. The padding that I had on my center bar was there was water dripping off the shit. And I popped up, and they were like, "Oh man, here, let's get you out of there." I was like, "No." I said, "Let's let the water get out of my car, and then I'll get back in it." So I never fully got out of the car, fuckers. I just stood up for a second. But fire jacket is already ordered. I'm gonna have one of those.
Yep.
Guy needs one of those.
Yes.
Because it didn't really hit me in the face. It was mostly, run down my arms and shit. The motor was hot.
Well, at least the water was hot.
Very much so. That was fun, man. That's probably the most fun I've had on the track at a big show since I've been doing this.
You had a couple Australians in the class that Simple Solutions built their cars for them.
And we knew they were kamikaze drivers.
Oh, yes. And they were.
100%.
Holy shit.
Because everybody was like, why'd you jump on them? I was like, so I didn't get jumped on.
That'd be right.
Well, and I will be fully transparent when I say this. Me and Shane, Aussie One, had talked before we went out there, and he was like, hey man, we traveled all this way. We want to junk these cars. If you see me stuck, will you help me out? And I'm like, yeah, dude, no problem. The only thing I asked him, I was like, is my 3 and 4 year olds watching this, don't turn me over. I was like don't send me on my lid. I was like, because they will have a complete conniption fit. I was like, but yes, if you all are stuck, that's completely fine. Like I'll come knock, and I did. I knocked him loose about 3 different times, and then it was time to not knock him loose no more.
Yep.
But my friends, my people in the stands were signaling that the ass end of my car was going down. which from what it sounds like you all seen it at home too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, whenever they told me that, I was like, well, time to go forwards.
That'd be right.
And I really wanted to know if one of those metric GMs would junk a stock-to-stock Ford. They will.
Yep. Yeah. Let's hit on it. You took Miss T. Creeder.
Uh-huh.
All the way from Indiana, her first big show.
Yep.
She had the unfortunate luck of distributor issue.
Yep.
Because I told you, she was the first one to turn it up. You were backing down on an end, and she was already going fucking forward.
Oh, I know. And I told her, I was like, hey, let's see what happens. So let's see what happens. Because, I've been talking shit all weekend. I was going to go out there and hold it to the floor and whatever. I said, I'll jump this bitch over the dirt berm. But, whenever it's time to go, it's time to go.
Oh,
and that's whenever we were getting ready to pull out there, she said, what's your plan? I said, let's let them Fords see what other Fords they want to take out. I said, because we're already the underdog.
Oh,
they're not worried about us. They're not worried about these metric GMs. They should have been worried about the metric GMs.
Yeah, because the metric GM won that shit.
Yeah. I'm still going to talk shit on metric GMs because I'm not saying that they're horrible.
They have their place.
They're not an 03.
No, no. But they don't have the suspension issues as the 03s.
No, well, you say that. I lost fucking steering. I had a drag link slide up into a passenger frame rail and locked that bitch. I could not turn right. Or I couldn't turn left. Excuse me.
You couldn't turn driver's side.
Yep. I could straighten up.
But you kept spindles on it.
Yep.
You kept tie rods on it.
Uh-huh. And if the ignition wire or the power wire that I'd run to my battery, if the wire loom hadn't broke, I would have been able to keep going until I got stuck. Like I was going to keep trying to go backwards and forwards. I ended up having to push a wire back together to get it started to even see what was going on. But anybody that's been in a derby car, they know, like, I looked at all that shit whenever it wouldn't start. Like, I didn't find it until after the show. You couldn't see. Like, you could, like, because everything was still tight. It was just not making connection at the battery.
Yeah.
Because I was close. Like, way closer than I've ever been at a big show to winning any money.
Yes. Yep.
Probably the best I've ever drove anywhere, really.
Yeah. I fucked with you. You chilled to start, and then it was time to go.
Yeah, but I felt like it was that time. Like it was
that time.
There was about 4 or 5 cars that were already dead from different teams. There was 2 on the dirt. The Woodward boys were both done. The Aussies were out, and then it was down to me and the next guy that was going out. I was looking up at Austin Johnson, and he's like, and I'm like, come on. He's like, no. I was like, fuck. Because we got that red flag, and I sat there for about 45 seconds fucking with it, trying to get it to start. And I could take my steering wheel and go,
But guess what? You live to fight another day.
oh, yeah, we'll do it again.
Yeah. But I do want to say congratulations. Your teammate got engaged.
She did.
At Bristol.
Yep. I got to watch all that go down.
Yep. He manned up and figured, you know what? Hell with it.
Yeah.
Biggest stage she's probably ever been on.
Uh-huh.
Let's just do it right here. So
she was being awful hard on herself, and I told her, I was like, that shit happens.
Yeah. That's just one of them unfortunate things that we talk about so much.
I did get a really cool invite. The Australians told me they'd build me a car if I wanted to come over there and run it. I said, absolutely not. I said, nope.
Because I think that's a whole lot closer to that banger shit.
That is a 300 by 300, no berms, just
Football
wide open field that you just haul ass
Yeah.
with a back seat bar.
Yeah. No.
I said, no, thank you.
No. Flying 14 hours to die?
Yeah.
No, that's not cool.
Yeah. They are one of our Australian listeners.
Are they?
They are.
Cool.
So they'll get to hear this. Crazy bastards. In the driver's meeting, they were like, hey, if we accidentally hit your door, I'm sorry, we're not
My
used to that.
Yeah, because anything over there goes.
Well, the steering wheel's on the other side of the car.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, I bet you that was something to get a little bit.
Oh, yeah, they said whenever they left the airport, they'd run off the road 3 times and then the oncoming traffic once.
Oh, my.
They were cool shit, though. It was
Yes.
cool talking to them. Like,
This is going to be one of them two-parters. So we're going to talk about some stuff today, and we'll dive off deeper into full results. How the heat draws actually
Yes.
went, who came out of the first round heats, the B side of the bracket, the A side of the bracket. Everybody knows that NLR pulled the win off for $100,000, who people are saying it is a dream team. Hanson Motorsports pulled the win off on the pro side for $100,000 against Team Kansas. NLR versus SRDB. We said the whole time leading up to this, after the King of Ohio, that we knew the SRDB was going to be a handful.
yeah.
Handful. What we saw Brady do at King of Ohio and what we saw Devin do, and then, Jeremy Heinen, Joey Braun. I can't remember if he ran or not, but I know he didn't make the feature
Right.
at the King of Ohio. But what Braun brings with the wagon, just like, Daddy and
Yeah.
how that plays out. Brady taking the 98-02. Big brother taking a wagon.
Let's not dive too deep into that.
Correct. And then we've already talked, did I have any inclination that NLR was going to take what they took? No, didn't. Not a clue. I wouldn't. No, fuck no. John, yes. Because that is John's favorite car. HDs. He loves them.
Right.
He probably has 100 of them. Eric Blom. I've only really seen, I've seen Eric in some, new style Fords at, stock shows and stuff like that, but nothing on that level. Usually Eric's bringing all he can bring. Dusty, same way. What he was at Pecatonica was not what he took to Bristol.
Right.
Same way with Caddy Nation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Usually Caddy Nation is 3 caddies and a Ford.
Right.
There's no Fords.
Nope.
There were still 2 caddies, but I'm not used to seeing that.
Right. Well, and I don't know. There was some weird car choices there, in my opinion.
Buick and Olds for days.
Yeah.
For days.
But for what you could do to them, I get it.
Dalen Doug kind of filled me in a little bit, for their, the pro light rules. With your down tubes where you can connect them, where your Fords, are you going to have the down tube going to the mid rails? Are you going to have it farther up towards the box? What's going to give and where it's going to give. So, what he chose was to run the old iron and not worry about the
Right.
mid rail issue.
All right. Well, I got to bring this up because everybody there was looking at it. It was hilarious, and I commend him on bringing it. Anthony Stark shows up with half a tow truck that connects to the front of a skid loader.
Yep. I saw it on the skid loader.
They were like, everybody's like, man, how are they going to get our cars back? Because I'm telling you, dude, where we were pitted out was shit. We were 15 miles from the Derby track. I mean, not that, but it was a long.
It was a haul.
Ways. Yeah. Well, it was bad enough that on the way up there, I blew a tire off a bead on my car, and had to get it fixed while I was at the Derby. Oh yeah, real happy about that.
Yeah, so I did see that.
They were like, "What are you gonna do?" And I was like, Anthony just said he'd get my car off the track because I didn't have steering. Anthony went out there and hooked chains up